Well, welcome back. We're here watching more Hunter x Hunter. The king is actually being quite civil, trying to have a conversation, not a fight. The chairman not exactly on his level and trying to take things a bit further, withholding his name of all things, really trying to get the king interested in a duel. But as it left off, resounding golden light in the sky, are we actually going to be seeing that bit of the king's fight? Or is it going to hold us in suspense? Either way, I want to find out. Probably you do too. If you're watching this on if you're not watching this on YouTube, consider just playing that in the background. But for now, sit down, relax, let's begin. There's another way. Being able to go against the king already shown that some of his moves are nothing more than a childish temper tantrum. Now the thing here is, how is he able to win the battle without admitting defeat? Is the king going to be happy about his name once he does get told? Such a plan. And how quickly is the king going to take action now if he has to win without defeat? What has he got planned? Or, well, win without killing him. What's he got planned? He can do without a few limbs, right? He learns quick. There's only one thing he hasn't been able to be the champion of. One thing that he's been bested at, and that's Gungmi. Interesting battle for the future here. Replaying the entire scene for us, as though we had almost forgotten. I wonder if there was a small break there, that's why it needed it. Or it's just such an event, it needed retelling. What can the chairman do here if the initial conflict that he had left? Well, it gave the king a bit of a bloody lip, but that was the maximum damage that he took. Was the chairman just testing out the waters? Does he have something more that he can pull out of the bag when, if need be? But God, just imagine if the king was serious from the get-go. What kind of damage could he have done? Well, that's the face, centipede, and memory. Not sure how those two things combine, but okay, let's go. And how far back is, say, Yuppie and Poof, considering they left to try and find the king, catch up with them? such a quiet night. You'd almost not be able to tell the devastation that was happening not too long back. He just can't bring himself to it. He's such a pure little cephalopod. Oh yeah, but we've got the director and everyone coming through. Are they gonna drive straight into what he's created there? Not noticed what was going on, or the fact that doors were open now because of his own worries. Well, let's hope it doesn't come back to bite him in the ass. You may want to lock it down. Well, crap. He knows of him at least, so how's this gonna go down? Well, that's if he asks the right question, so how's Akako gonna get out of this? If he wasn't in his own world and crying away, he might be able to see the doors open up, but he's moving. He's quite worried there. He's really up for the fight, isn't he? Uh, does, does does it itch? So was his ability there what, all for show? He never actually had that much. Well, considering that he is looking hella confused. Like, what? Why am I injured? Fire first. Wiggling around. I've heard of earworms before, but I now see where the centipedes come into it. Okay. And I'll get to the point where it buries too deep. It'll just get worse and they'll do they persist after he dies? We know that some Nen does, but some gets diffused out. I wasn't planning on you actually fighting back. Careful, if he takes too much pain, he might pull that trigger. Just out of reflex. That was some smooth animation there, which I didn't expect. The fact that Welfin has been shown to be like this instead of how we saw him before. Damn, he missed. He can't kill anyone, but it doesn't mean he can't incapacitate them thoroughly. I don't suppose we can talk about this, right? I like that voice acting. He doesn't intend to. Ugh. He doesn't intend to immediately kill him, but if he hits any major arteries or anything, well, that is if their physiology is the same as how we know it. Yeah, he's fine. Squiggly. The fact that he's had that resolve and put himself in this situation. Akaga was kind of scary. Yeah. There's not much that Welfin can really do other than sit there and watch each time. It's not really a battle like we would have imagined. And what of the centipedes? So if they feed on defiance, what if the wielder itself gives up? Are they going to start shrinking or disappear anytime soon, or is this just a holding technique to just not make him fire? He talked himself a big game, saying that he himself would be a leader and king. Yeah, it's. I don't like his new hairdo. Ah, they're moving again. He's. There's a limit to his ability there. He doesn't actually know how to get rid of them. Instead of the usual back and forth with abilities and skill sets and fighting techniques. Does he buy it? You know, unconscious people don't really flinch at sounds of bullets being racked. He's asking, well, not asking nicely, he's at gunpoint, but. Well, if he. That's. They've stopped. So when he's on the edge and telling the truth, the bugs themselves have issues. Well, half thought out Nen abilities. We've seen what happens when they backfire against the wielder, or can be used in ways that are not quite intentional. Well, this would be an interesting turn of events, wouldn't it? Yep. Well, it's quite a sharp back and forth with being a lie detector. That might also not be entirely. Well, no, he would shoot him, just not lethally. The idea that Akago knew someone from back when they were human. Having a little heart to heart about the times before they were brought into this life. They were part of that organization. Turned into a meatball. Hmm. That the memories and experiences can be transmitted like it's still interesting, but imagine the trauma you'd have of having that past life memory and then standing by just watching. Not that the best of lives there. Non-blood related little brother. Names, faces. The one that they fought for and protected for the NDL and whatnot. What a thing to compare. No, my life was shittier. You'll never beat me in terms of trauma. Now, does Ikogo have a little story to tell as well? Oh, true, heartfelt feelings there. He might be able to think clearly without the wriggling under his scalp. This whole thing is just a distraction from his real wants. He's done fighting. He's got nothing else here. It wasn't. They're of no threat, no consequence, just... Oh, the little slappy waddle. So they all heard that wailing as well. They thought he'd have a upper hand there. Yeah, it'd be easy. His inability to immediately kill a target there is actually played against Welfin. Hopefully this isn't some sort of double bluff, but then again the centipedes have just speed. How far back does this memory go? Put her in a cocoon. First left. Do you think this situation turned out like that? He's not good at being evil. But for once, and get in front of a squid octopus opening up. Might be turning a new leaf for him. Hang on, we went right. Now what's behind the door? Is it just one cocoon there? Well, it's time apparently. Well, she's had better days. But compared to what we've seen before, could have been worse. Now, looking like a few scales down the arms. Keeping up with her skincare routine might be a large part of her day. But to think the back and forth of the Chimerans, as I said, the memories when they're humans and their past lives actually playing a significant deal, especially in this encounter. That's what I would have wanted. That's what I got. I wonder how much exactly a cargo remembers from back then, or if there is anyone that they can meet again. Kind of like we got Meliorion, the chameleon dude. We had him remember Peggy as a father figure. So once all this is over and done with, the last of the Chimera ants that are still around are going to be able to find people of the past. What about Colt? Is his mother still out there? She completely lost it yet? Was she caught up in the selection? But if you really think about it, Welfin finally being able to be open and honest, living a life of distrust, a life of lies, not being able to tell anything is truthful just because of his nature. That must have been quite a lonely existence. No wonder he got so much satisfaction out of finally being able to lay everything bare. Now, I really did want an episode featuring a cargo and whatnot. Didn't expect it would turn out like this. we had his little MacGyver episode before, had his way of figuring things out. He's not a combatant, really. So, how he manages to get out of situations, not like how the other hunters. It was a suitably him method. If he can't kill, well, it actually helps him, really. And somewhat accidentally maybe making an acquaintance in the meantime. Since Wolfin is now being so honest about everything. Well, he no longer has a reason to fight or work with the other Chimera ants, so who knows? In the future, there might be someone else to add to the Christmas card list. And with many of the Chimera ants, what would have happened if some of them could have fought against their more animalistic tendencies and dug into the memories they had as humans? Would more have switched sides earlier on? Would more have had more of an introspection on their life? But at least we now finally got to see what happened with Palm. She did get found, rather easily apparently. Locked away, put inside a cocoon for gestation. Being rebirthed as what she currently is. I wonder if this process has been good for her. Considering she wasn't mashed into a little meat sphere. Didn't get a new life that way. What does this cocoon do? Well, looks like in the next few episodes we might find out, for better or worse, and with that on the forefront of my mind, what about Ikogo? If he's now running to her as she's hatching, what's the first reaction going to be? Is it going to be somewhat combative? Is she going to be just confused like a newborn? Considering they know very little about each other, really. Might be a nice little interaction. But with the Battle of the King raging elsewhere, we'll probably be able to see that glow in the night sky from a long distance. How's the surgery on Yumugi going? Komugi. How's the surgery on Komugi going? Though Gon's eyes twitched like we saw in the previous one, he's not exactly letting her go easily. Still got to get back and fix Kite. Maybe they can have a little talk about that while they're waiting. We'll have to see. And how many of the other hunters are now recuperating nicely? Have they been brought into the hospital ward as well? Nov doing his best to portal people out. They've done a lot. Managed to separate the king, even if he did go peacefully himself. This arc is all over the place, but in such an interesting way. If you've enjoyed it, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing. But for now, get a bit of rest. I'll see you in the next one.